Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians Cast, episode 757. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
We're back here, people. Get ready.
What's up, Sally?
What's up?
What's up, Scott?
Eyes up here, folks. Eyes up here.
All right, let's see how long this lasts. Again, it is 11:30 at night on December 9th, 2015. Let's see how long it takes to upload. Hopefully not like 6 days. Do apologize, guys, that for some reason it was processing for like days. And this is not Hellbent Part 8, by the way, or 9. This is just a regular episode. We're not going to be, I don't think we're going to talk about Hellbent anymore. Are we, Sally? Not really?
No, we don't.
Why would we do that? Why would we do that?
The only Hellbent we're having is a stay Hellbent on staying on the air.
Right. Yeah. So here's the thing. I saw a video where, and you guys know I love Madame Bovary. Love Frances Barber. Love her. Anyway, she went to a hospital to visit a sick child with cancer and sent a message basically that, you know, this was going on. Now, Peter Capaldi also did a video as the doctor in the hospital room, which was really amazing. I mean, he's a really fantastic guy to do that. Even Stephen Moffat sent Matt Smith there and made a video. So I really like that they do that stuff for the kids and stuff like that. Even the people that aren't even on the show anymore. And the kid had like the Madame Bovary and stuff, like a whole book of Madame Bovary and stuff. So that was really cool, man. I mean, that's one of the great things about the show, that they have heart, you know, and they do that like for all these organizations and kids.
Yeah, and with J.J. Abrams doing the whole thing with Star Wars or Star Trek for the one guy.
I really am happy that happens. So great job, guys, for that. Also, we heard that, of course, we know Stephen Moffat is going to remain as the showrunner.
One more year.
Well. We don't know if it's one more year. It could be many more years.
Okay, here. One more year.
Right. Here's the thing, okay? Again, if he's going to do a better season, then fine. If he's going to do better finales, fine. If he's actually going to make sense with some of it, fine. But we can't have a build-up of finding Gallifrey, and then it's not even about finding Gallifrey. It's about Clara. You know, you just wasted everybody's imagination on the direction that you perceived that we were going. I mean, the curator, whoever he was, basically telling the doctor, you know, that's supposed to be the fun thing to go find it, but there wasn't even a fun thing about it. I mean, they tortured him for like 4 billion years. So it's like, you know, we kind of lost the whole momentum of getting to Gallifrey.
I even posted on their Facebook page that if this is going to happen, then I pretty much re-stipulated what we said. So it's got to be fun, uplifting, and nothing open-ended.
Right. And I want to know the space taxi that drove the Sisterhood of Car to the end of the universe. That, again, we've said this many times in the cast that I've seen other people. I know we're talking about Hellbent.
I was just going to say we were talking about Hellbent.
I know. Well, it's just one of those episodes that make you say, "What the?" You know. So I mean, it just kills me that we said it all too. Everybody at the end of time. You got Professor Yana. You got freaking Lucy Saxton, Harold Saxon in the Doctor's TARDIS. You have Captain Jack, Martha Jones, the 10th Doctor. You have the 11th Doctor and Clara from the Hyde episode where they went to the thing, or even the Listen episode where that's supposed to be the end of time, where that was a planet where Orson Pink was on. I mean, they're at the end of time. They're all there. All of them. And they don't bump into each other. As well as Gallifrey, Rassilon flying off to whoever. Probably went to have coffee with Professor Yana. Like, what's up? You know, it's just ridiculous. And the biggest plot hole is that they do not age 4.5 billion years with the Doctor. They just travel through time to the end of time. And to correct everybody, the Doctor is not 4.5 billion years old. He was in a time type of the loop that was in some type of dimension thing that wasn't really the passenger's time because his body didn't age 4.5 billion years. While everything reset, so did the Doctor arriving reset through the energy. So he should only be a day older. She can't look in his eyes, and it's because he kept copying or reverting the process back to when he first arrived. So in a way, he wasn't copying himself, but everything remained there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, you know, and the skulls too, but he didn't age 4.5 billion years. And he wouldn't even remember it anyway. He just remembers the last thing. You know, he just knows of that. And again, another example that he's not 4.5 billion years is we've seen Tom Baker and Romana in a time loop that they didn't even know how long they were in it. Right, and there's been plenty of time loops that this repeated. The people at Star Trek Next Generation love Doctor Who so much they did episodes about it where they had Kelsey Grammer in that episode with the time loop in Star Trek Next Generation that who knows how long they said he was in there for 80 years. But again, they didn't age. He didn't age 4.5 billion years. So for Clara to look him in the eye, she should not have been able to see that he's 4.5 billion years old. And again, I know Moffat likes the title of having the oldest Doctor, but now you've gone beyond the thing of ridiculousness. Like we even said it before, like that, Captain Jack, how old, Shilda. I mean, that's just Captain Jack Part 2, Shilda. So I don't like that he's undone everything that Russell T. Davies and Neil Gaiman has done. And this whole thing about the general regenerating, as we said before, I mean, that's ridiculous. It is showing that he's going to make the Doctor a woman. We've said that Saturday night. We've said that, it's just ridiculous. But anyway, going forward, I gave it a high rating only because of the performances of all the actors, but it was like definitely generous because I did not like half the stuff that happened in there, and I'm against plagiarism, against going against copying Russell T. Davies, so it was a very generous rating on my part. All right, going forward, let's talk about Series 10. Why can't the companion be Oscar? Sally.
I don't know. I like Oscar. I wish she was the companion.
Okay, Chris?
Good.
To tell you the truth, I really don't want to see her as the new companion. I'm glad she's not going to be the new companion. I like the new companion to be somebody new so that we can kind of grow along with them. Like I said, I don't care if the companion's a woman, a man, if they're old, young, if they're an alien or human. I just don't want them to be so overblown like Clara was that we stop relating to them. Because to tell you the truth, I don't relate to Clara at all.
Right.
And if I can't relate to the companion, I don't want that companion there. Personally.
I think after what he did with Clara in series, and I honestly think that she was at her best when she wasn't with Capaldi, because when she was with Capaldi, Moffat tended to make her older than what she was in a way. Because I can't say that. I can't say that. She was good with Capaldi, but he made her so much like the Doctor that she looked like she aged 10 years, even though she didn't age 10 years, maturity-wise. I mean, it's like she wasn't the innocent Clara from Snowman and Solomon of the Daleks and Bells of St. John and Name of the Doctor. She was like talking like the Doctor, and she was too much like the Doctor. And I think that's where he got ridiculous, where Moffat made her like that. He shouldn't have made her, like, I didn't see her before as a control freak. Okay, not when she was with the Seventh. I didn't really see that at all. I saw her as them flirting with each other and whatever, but I never saw her as in control with the Seventh.
You mean with the 11th?
I'm sorry with the 11th. Well, yeah, it's a long day. I never. I get with this damn friggin' thing. No, I don't want to do it. Friggin' scan my computer. Postpone this damn crap. Shut my computer up before. I'm sorry. AVG, leave me alone. All right.
Well, everybody, if we fall out of this, take care and bye for now.
Yeah, see you, folks.
Yeah, okay. We did the Zoom, and AVG came on, and I'm like, no. And then it shut my computer off. And it still didn't even clean anything out anyway. So we had to redo the everything show. But anyway, get back to the thing. Clara is just, he made her too ridiculous, too unrecognizable to what she was when she was with Matt Smith's 11th Doctor. She was young and she was innocent. She was nice and she was daring. And when she was with the 12th, it was like she tried to be him, and I don't like that. She tried to control him.
They made him old and constantly like, oh, I'm forgetful. That's also got real old, and they poked fun at his age.
Father did that with the 11th. That pissed me off when he did that. When he's like, I'm so old, I don't see what's in my backyard. And he's telling Amy, you see it, you see it. I can't stand that. Just because you're old, Moffat, doesn't mean that you have to make it that the doctor's old.
Yeah.
It's like, cut it out already. I don't even say I'm old. I mean, come on. Like, it's just, I don't like the way he changed the character completely from what she was.
It's almost though if they were poking fun at that he looks old, so that, well, we wanted to change up his age a bit and not be young, but we really didn't want him to be looking this old. But
I mean, even Vastra, she's like, they make her like he's old. I mean, I understand he's 2,000 years old, but like, give me a break. He doesn't have to look too. He doesn't. When he regenerates, it's a new body. Like, So, I don't know. What do you have to say, Sally?
Oh, I agree. I mean, because I think everybody was saying at first he was old and nobody would like him because he's old, and so I think they just kind of made fun of that.
And then they made her older by making her like the Doctor in a way.
Yeah.
It's like it's like I saw her as older. I didn't see her as the Clara that I loved, from Matt Smith's time. I kind of liked her still, but not as much as I did when, she was more innocent and, you can't have the companion become the Doctor. That's absurd.
No.
And I hope they learn their lesson, that don't ever try to do that again. Because
I think that's the half thing with that ending is that, well, we made her so much like the Doctor, so let's make her like the Doctor. And
the fact that the TARD is just...
Yeah.
That reminds me of the episode of Greatest American Hero, where he had a code book, he lost it, and then they gave him another one because he lost it, and he lost that too. Same thing with the TARDIS. They were trying to figure out how to fly the TARDIS. I'm going to try not to talk about Hellbent because it sounds like I'm negative, and I don't want to be negative. I want to be positive. We got the Sea Devils hopefully coming. We got Neil Gaiman. Please, yes. Neil Gaiman. Please, Neil. You know what? How about 2 Neil Gaiman? 2. Give us 2. That's what I want. 2 Neil Gaiman episodes, not 1. Peter Jackson. Peter Jackson should be the freak. Well, I know he probably won't be the opener because Moffat has to be the opener. He has to open it and close it. But Peter Jackson, I can't wait for it. It's definitely coming now. Definitely.
That will be awesome.
I mean, why don't we have an episode written by Peter Capaldi?
That would be interesting.
Why don't Peter Capaldi write an episode?
That'd be cool.
He's a writer. Why don't he just write an episode? See how that is.
Do it. Book it, Capaldi.
You heard it here.
We're giving you your ideas. Come on.
I'm sure if he wrote an episode, he would involve the classic companions or whatever. I'm sure. If he had his way.
We need, I'll be at class, we need at least one or two more adventures where Capaldi does not have a companion. That way he can get his balls back, so to speak. And then maybe by like the 3rd or 4th episode, hint on who companion will be. But yeah, I agree. Osgood, even though she's good, we need somebody fresh and like
Well,
I've
they
always
ruined
said.
the whole Oscar thing with the stupid Zygon thing.
Yeah, that'll be sticking in their
That
minds
killed
too
it.
much.
That killed it. It's
Yeah,
like
that
she could have been the companion if Missy didn't kill this. Well, I guess this is Zygon now that she killed, but she could have been the companion.
if they're going to go something like that, then they need to have a companion where you wonder whether they're good. Now, do a Turlo, so to speak, whether they're really good or really bad, and then at the end of the season, you find out this guy was actually sent to kill the Doctor or whoever his companion was.
You know, Capaldi's not for a male companion. He wants a female companion, which that's fine. But I hated Turlo, by the way. Hated Turlo. I did not like Turlo back in the day. No way, Jose. But if they do it right, maybe it'll work.
As long as they don't make it like a fellow love interest like they did with Rory, I think that was what really got old real quick.
What, with Rory and Amy?
Yeah, Rory and Amy. Because you had almost like a lover. Rory almost after a while started to look like the third wheel in the whole party.
It was so weird. He did a 180, and it looked like she was running from him get married. Them get married to him, like she wasn't sure if he was the right one. And then they did the whole Amy's Choice thing, and oh yes, I love Rory, I choose Rory, But they could have got him and Amy together very easily, the Doctor and Amy, which they changed focus right away.
I agree with Scott there. I felt like Amy and Rory, like after a while, I kind of rolled my eyes at them. I was like, all right, these two are married, I get that, but now the show is becoming about them and their marriage and their lives, and it's like the Doctor. It's almost like it's not even like Rory was the third wheel. At times, it started out like he was the third wheel, and then as time went on, the Doctor became the third wheel, and it was like he was becoming an inconvenience on them, and it was like when they were doing that whole, oh, our lives have changed because of the Doctor, and we don't really like it anymore. It's like, what's happening? Like, I understand they want to live normal lives, but why couldn't that just be the way they left? Just have them tell the Doctor, listen, we're always going to be your friends, and please come by and say hello to us, but we kind of want to have a normal life now.
Right.
And show them growing up. Don't kill them off like they did. I never understood why they were just like, kill them. Like, they're done. Kill them off.
Yeah, some sort of finite idea.
And then they could have come back. Maybe down the road you show that Amy could actually have kids, and they have kids or something. I don't know. There are so many things. I don't think you have to kill companions off. It's like they're never gonna come back. So just
you
them.
don't need to do that.
It's like,
they only did that 3 times in the original anyway. So.
Right.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. They don't need to kill them off every friggin' time.
I think it adds more. You know what I'm saying? I think that you could have them maybe show up if you want them, because now it's almost impossible for Amy and Roy to show up without screwing something up. And it's
they ruined that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Clara now too. With Clara, you can't really explain that her showing up makes sense, because if the Doctor meets her, he's going to be like, oh, you're that Clara person, right?
I don't like that at all, that he don't... I mean, I predicted that was going to happen in one of the scenarios, and I was partly right about the Rassilon thing, like with the government, but I don't like that at all, that he don't know her. At all. So, that's not going to work for me. I can't remember.
And it's almost, I was going to say this, I don't remember if I said it already, but at the end of the episode, I was okay with when he said, I remember the adventures, I remember I had a companion named Clara, I just don't remember anything specific about her. But then at the end of the episode, because I was okay with it right there, but then at the end of the episode, when he was done talking to her and he walked outside and he saw her picture on his TARDIS, to me, it was like, well, now he knows that's her. So, did you just undo what you were just trying to do, or
no? Because what happened is he don't remember his emotions behind it.
I know, but
it's like reading a book. He doesn't know that he was close with her like that.
I know, but it's just like well, now he remembers the adventures. He knows what she
He
looks
was
like and
following.
sounds like. So what's the point? Like at this point, it's like
I don't understand what the point was of erasing memories if she still has a tattoo on the back of her neck.
right.
That wouldn't have stopped the shade. And I don't understand if they created that thing, why couldn't they stop it themselves? Why, instead of extracting Clara, they extracted the shade and took it out of there and said, okay, reprogrammed it, that's it. We're in charge of you, and you won't kill her.
Here's
Or-
to hoping that they don't kill the next companion when it's time for them to leave.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Why can't they just leave?
yeah.
But I understand, like, when they had Clara just leave, it was, like, crappy. But they ruined that with Santa Claus popping up at the end of Death in Heaven. But you gotta just get do something else. You don't have to kill them or erase their memory. And please no more erasing memories.
God, yeah, that's
Kind of done with that.
old.
Yeah. Well, you know what they should do? The next companion, they should have a fight, and that companion turns out to be Madame Kravarian. You know, something big happens. You know. So.
You know what would be interesting is if do something. I know Scott said something like this before, but have someone who has like an ulterior motive for being his companion. And what I was thinking of was you have Unit, or what's left of Unit, notice that the Doctor's companions aren't coming back recently, like Amy, Rory, Clara. They're all dying somewhat. So they set up somebody who they knew would be like, who would attract the Doctor, like have a mystery about them or something. And then they have that companion keeping tabs on the Doctor and kind of like reporting back to Unit and saying like, oh, this is what he's doing, this is how he's acting, this is where I've been, this is what I've seen, this is what we've done. And then later on, the Doctor finds out and he's like, you've been spying on me? And then have that whole kind of like falling out maybe like that. And then have it hard for the Doctor to trust somebody else.
You could have Madame Kravarian be a member of Unit.
Something like that,
That
yeah.
would be cool.
But I mean, they said that the next companion is going to be a new character, so
Yeah.
I think it would be cool maybe if I'm not saying they have to do this, but let's say maybe if the Minister of War eventually gets revealed to be somebody, maybe A, they were that companion, or B, they set that companion up to spy on the Doctor. And then you have the companion start to question, hey, am I doing the right thing? Is
Right.
the Doctor really the bad guy? You know, and that could be interesting for them to grow into a character like that. And then I think that would be a nice way to kind of see, like, because you can say the Doctor's lost so many people recently. Is it safe for anybody to travel with him?
Correct. And another thing, too, how do you explain to Coal Hill School that the teacher just disappeared on a street? I mean,
Right.
where's her body, first of all?
They'll probably tell them that she died in like a plane accident.
Or
something.
she moved.
But didn't they
Something
say
like
that, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Ashilda said she's going to erase everybody's memory of the event, right? So if she erased everybody's memory, how did Rigsby be able to remember her and draw her on the TARDIS?
Maybe she didn't erase his mind after that. Maybe she felt so bad that she was just like, all right, keep your memories and
But
go.
it's like the school kids just lost their teacher again, just like
Well, I just thought of this too. Isn't that one girl who went with them on an adventure and killed the moon? Isn't she gonna be like, hey, wait a minute, something weird's going on here? Like, she was with the Doctor, now she's dead. I wonder if something happened there, because they could go into something like that, like she realizes, hey, Clara died, or something. This is BS what they're telling us. They tell her a cover story, and she could be like, where's Clara? You know,
she could technically wait till she becomes president to try to do something secretly to.
What if she
save-
becomes the Minister of War or something? And she's like, what happened to Clara? Or, you know, what's
Right.
happening? You know, I mean, that's weird. That would be a kind of, that's grasping at straws.
Well, the
but-
future now. First of all, the future is different because Orson Pink doesn't exist, I guess. And just like that time when the Daleks changed the fifth great empire or something, and they altered the whole future. I mean, the future's kind of different now. So
Right.
technically, the kid could not become the president. I mean, all this weird stuff's going to happen. So, I mean, even the Time Lords, I don't know, man. I think there's a way around the Raven thing. Honestly, I think that she could have regenerated after the Raven killed her.
Mm-hmm.
But what did it basically do? It went inside her, exploded her organs, and left? Is that what it did? Or
I just took it as it went inside of her and it just stopped everything, like her bodily processes, and it just killed her. Like, I don't think it was anything super drastic. I think it
like
just
taking the soul and nothing like that. It just like that's the way it was.
It's almost like dying of natural causes, but you're not dying of natural causes.
But the thing
if that
is,
makes sense.
The regeneration energy from the Dalek should have healed her.
Well, apparently she didn't get it. Apparently they're just trying to say she didn't get it.
Every
which I thought
single Dalek got it, but her.
Which I thought would have been like I said, when I first saw that scene and I saw her arms outstretched like that, right? I seriously thought she was going to start regenerating or something.
So did I. I saw that.
And that was going to be that could have been maybe a way for them to set off the Doctor looking for Gallifrey, because he's like, why did this happen, or something like that, and who is she? And then, because, or like we said on a few podcasts ago, when he gets teleported, right, the episode ends with you see a golden glow outside of Shielda's window, and her and Rigsy go outside, and they're like, oh my gosh, and then it ends.
Right. Or, here's the thing. There was a copy of Clara that was technically a...
Gallifreyan, at least.
Right. So why couldn't she switch places with her, or... I mean, do something where, see, that's just, I don't know. The Time Lords is so nasty. They could have just did something. That's ridiculous. She isn't much a hero as he is. She changed his mind.
At this
point.
point.
Saved the whole civilization, and they don't even give a crap. Like, they don't even say, oh, thanks. Not only is he the winner of the Time War, she's the winner of the Time War, too.
Again, too, though, I mean, they didn't set up for her to die, though. Like, they didn't know that was going to happen.
But listen, I know, but you know what? Here's the thing, okay? Rastalon was dead. His body was in the friggin' 5 Doctors. His essence was hooked up to the supercomputer. When there's a Time War, the rules go out the window, okay? They gave him new cycle regenerations. They gave him a new body. They helped the Master out. They helped everybody and their mother out. With no rules, the Time War's going on, right? So why can't they just see it as that? No rules. Just do something. You created the whole Raven thing, so just undo it. And if you're saying it's a fixed point, then the body regenerates and they have to do something else. Whatever.
Well, I find it, like, isn't it kind of funny, though? Like, couldn't, and again, I think this was the point they were trying to get across, but if the Doctor was kind of, like, sound of mind at that time, right? He's a war hero. They're all looking to talk to him and stuff. They're all basically refusing to follow the president's orders. Couldn't he have been like, listen, I've never asked for much. I know I've done some things in the past that aren't good, but, can I just ask for something this one time? Can we bring Clara back somehow? And I'm sure they probably would have been like, it's against the rules, but for you, yeah, we'll do it.
Well, maybe, yeah. But here's another thing, right? I was trying to think of a theory how to escape the Raven, right? Here's the thing. Could he, and this is a crazy, crazy theory, right? What if the Raven's about to attack her, right? Of course, it's never happening because it's done already, right? And he says, okay, everybody has to face the Raven. But how could you face the Raven if you're already dead? Okay? And then he has it in his mind, hey, if I kill her, the seconds click down to 0. The Raven can't kill her. She's dead already. And when the Raven leaves, I give her some regeneration energy, and she's fine. Just like I did with Davros.
Remember, they put that one gal in suspended animation, which made them think that one woman was dead, so they could have easily drugged her to where her heart gave the appearance of death. So when the Raven went in, it may have done like just a tiny little poof, just because it struck her chest, and then flew away.
But like the Raven would have left, and he could have just gave her regeneration energy. Like, he could have, like, killed her somehow with a blast or something before the thing ticked down. Or he could have shot the shoulder, because if the thing can't go to her tattoo, then it has to go back to her, right? So when he...
The thing about it was
too.
yeah, they didn't really explain. I mean, they explained enough, and I think that's what they were going for. I think that this is the trouble with killing off characters with something that we've never seen before, because like we don't know the ins and outs of what this thing is capable of.
But the thing was stupid.
You know?
It was a stupid reason for her to die, that she screwed up and made a human mistake. That's disrespectful to the character. I mean, it's like...
Well, I mean, her being responsible for her own death, I think, was the best way to do it. But I think there are other methods in which they could have emphasized that would have been a little bit better. Not necessarily made more sense, but...
And then you give her a TARDIS, which is like, oh, here we go.
I don't understand that, too. Like, he doesn't remember her, right? But can't the Time Lords track their TARDIS somehow? And be like, hey, there she is.
The Time Lords could technically recall the TARDIS back to Gallifrey, like they did the Doctors.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what it is? You know what I think it is? As much as they said, no, you can't, they knew that she can, and they're allowing her to travel.
Maybe.
But still, they just have so egos that they can't just, you know... That's a mistake, man. That's really a mistake. I mean, they used the same chamber on the second Doctor, but it's a mistake.
But yeah, I agree. I mean, they could have done something else that I think it would be more understandable than this, because this is just confusing.
Or even if she sacrificed herself for the world or something, it's like she just switched the tattoo with Riggsy, and he wasn't even guilty. If they would have just left it in there with him, you know, Ashilda would have took the thing off, and that's it. It's like...
Well, I think that's what they were trying to get across, that Clara thought she knew better, and in the end it got her. Like,
that's just stupid. The Time Lord should have done something. That's ridiculous. If their let me tell you something. If their lives were in jeopardy, they basically changed the whole future around and stitched it where there's no paradox with Trenzalore, with the Doctor, because they needed him to... Well, what do they need him to do? Wait a minute now. If he was supposed to be alive to find Gallifrey, right? What do they need him to be alive for then?
Yeah, because apparently they unfroze it themselves. So.
Yeah, they didn't explain how that happened.
Wait a minute. No, maybe they didn't. Maybe he still gets them out of there. There's got to be a reason he goes to the 50th. And then when he goes there and he says something to somebody like, listen, you know, maybe he gets his memories back at Clara before he regenerates to 13th. Maybe the key thing is he gets his memories back at Clara, and he talks to a different Time Lord or whoever and says, I'll make a deal with you. Whatever, just fix it with her. And that's it, you know? Give her a regeneration thing, and then she could become she could be another actress then. You know? I don't know. But then that's really even worse, because then now she's traveling through time, now she's also going to regenerate. So it's like, you know, I guess it's over. We can't cry over, you know, spilt milk or...
Spilled Clara.
Spilled Clara.
Yeah. Sucks, man. It just, you know, it's like, I just hate when stuff is not, when it's done badly. I hate that, man. It's not gonna get me to stop watching the show, but
yeah, me neither.
It's like putting a bad taste in my mouth, you know.
Well, I think there are very few things that could make people stop watching the show.
You know what kind of. I'll tell you my feelings about it. Totally, I'll explain it as the weirdest way possible. It's like Rocky Balboa coming off the plane after beating Ivan Drago, and finding out that he for some stupid reason left Paulie in charge of all his millions, and now he has to go get a job cutting cold cuts, and Adrian has to work in a pet store, and he lost a mansion and everything, and that type of thing. That's how I feel.
Ooh.
But that's how I feel. It's like, that's how I feel. It's like we go from a high, and then we're like, So Rocky V was based on a street fight, which nobody gave a crap, and there was no way. Even if you won, you didn't win anything. Would you win $5? I mean, he's not a millionaire anymore. And he was hurt. But that's the same thing like Doctor Who. They did these stupid things that made me feel like, I mean, what a way to bring in the classic TARDIS, Clara. Clara was the answer to everything. They should have called the episode Clara.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sally. I know you're huffing and puffing. You want me to stop talking about this nonsense? Make it positive, Sally. Make it positive.
But I mean, I liked the episode.
First, I want to know what candy you're eating.
Me? I'm not eating candy.
Oh, it sounds like you're eating candy. All right.
That was me. Sorry.
Oh, all right.
It was
candy.
It was chocolate. Candy. It was chocolate with vanilla caramel in it.
Okay.
Ooh.
So, get me on the positive side. What do we have to look forward to?
For like Series 10?
Yes.
Sea Devils. I want to see the Sea Devils.
Okay. Anything else?
Let's see. What else? I'd like to see the Ice Warriors come back.
Okay.
What else?
Could the Doctor visit a zoo?
A zoo?
A zoo of alien creatures run by the head zookeeper, Madame Kavarian.
That would be interesting.
I wrote that actually. I said that a while ago. I wrote like a whole thing of different episodes. Yeah. Return to New York, please.
Yeah.
Fix the problem. Have it that somebody's behind the Weeping Angels. Somebody. You know. Maybe Madame Kavarian could be behind the Weeping Angels because she's behind the Headless Monks. She's behind the Silence.
I'd love to see the monks come back, though.
Could we have the Headless Monks and the Silence at the same time, please? This time.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because
even yet, the two could be battling each other. They sort of have a falling out.
Or explain what the Silence really were. Creations of Omega, possibly. Genetically created by Omega himself. Who teams with Kavarian, helps her out, makes her blow up the TARDIS. You know, that creates a fracture where he can come out of the antimatter universe. You know, and they can pick him up in the Silence TARDIS or something.
What would have been smooth? What would have been smooth what they should have done was when the Doctor reached into that thing and grabbed a portion of his of that plaque.
Right.
Pulling out, you see a faint hand on the opposite side, as though and it's debatable whether it was his own hand or Omega's hand or somebody's hand.
Well, I
always thought that would have been smooth.
You know, it'd be cool if they do a Curse of Fenric / Silver Nemesis type of thing, where for some odd reason the bad guys knew his name very well, and he was around for ancient Gallifrey that was alluded to. So how about a little more of a dabble into just how old is he, or when was he? You know, not that you have to say who he is, but I mean, let's dance a little bit with the evil side, knowing his real name, like Curse of Fenric.
Yeah, you can do that.
So, how about it? Yeah, Sally.
I was going to say, I'd also like to see the Doctor by himself for a little bit. Like 3 or 4 episodes in Series 10, just have him fly around on his own.
Right. And no more stupid episodes. We were joking around off air about him, you know, well, what if you sneeze and then that stuff goes in the air? And universe is not monsters and whatever, and don't explain that socks go into a parallel universe, and you know, it's just, let's just have some good old-fashioned monsters.
I want a whole season based on Sleep No More.
Yeah. Let's go for a
whole season.
God.
Yeah, let's get some Gaddis going here.
I'm telling you, do you imagine it comes out that when Capaldi walked off set, that's why we got what we got? Because there was supposed to be another scene, not him running in a TARDIS saying this doesn't make sense or whatever.
Maybe that's what he said when he walked off set. Maybe that was what he was screaming. It just doesn't make sense! So they're like, put it in the episode! Put it in the
Put it in!
episode!
Put it in! Oh my God, you imagine that?
It just doesn't make sense! Capaldi, wait! No, it doesn't make sense!
That would be hysterical.
Gaddis in TARDIS.
That would be hysterical if that's why. It sucked. No, not that that's the only reason why it sucked, but
TARDIS.
we just never seen him screaming like a lunatic like that. Ah!
I'm tired of this mother Gaddis in my mother TARDIS.
I got Gaddis in my eyes!
I've had Gaddis in my eyes trying to figure out how to fix the last adventure. So.
I could just picture Mark Gaddis watching this and be like, banging on the...
That's it. That's it. No part two. No part two. No.
You know what, though?
We'll see, like, all these characters called Joe dying in the episode. like, I was joking around, like, he killed off the guy Joe and the dummies and all that stuff. I was like, oh, yeah.
You know what, though? Like, it just... I was hoping that this episode somehow connected to the Dream Lord. Just somehow, in some way.
We made it so much cooler than what it was. Like, he actually looked like the Valiant a little bit.
Yeah, they could have used this as a means for him to gain entry to the real world, and they
so much stuff they could do. So much stuff they could do.
Amazing how fans can think of more stuff than the people who are behind the scenes.
And it's... We were so like, this looks scary, the previews look great, there's great atmosphere, the tone looks awesome, and then they were like, what are they? They're like mucus monsters that have taken a form, and I was like, oh no.
And I was saying to myself, he friggin' watched Halloween. Damn it! With the Mr. Sandman. Damn it! That's what he was watching. Damn it! I was so mad. God! You can look at his episode, or you can look at probably the episodes and point out what. I mean, I know it was Mark Gatiss, but I mean, you could point out a lot of stuff when you see these episodes. God. All right. So we got a new cool sonic screwdriver released.
Yes.
Yes.
I love how they did that too. How it popped out.
I'm so clever. Thank you, Alex Kingston, for coming back for Christmas special. Thank you for saving my sanity and making me have a great Christmas. All because you're so freaking amazing and wonderful and awesome and beautiful. And I'm so glad that she gave me Christmas, because that's what I want to see River Song back after this crap. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will be in the damn theater for that. Jesus.
I'm going to say something controversial.
Oh, no.
I did not like the Christmas trailer.
Well.
I did not like it at all.
We're kind of looking past the suckness. River Song.
I like River Song.
I don't care.
Don't get me wrong. I like her, but I just didn't like the trailer.
Well, Matt Smith was pissed off, and so was David Tennant. So
there's something weird about those trailers. I agree. I thought they were entertaining, but like, I don't know. The way River was like, "Here we go," I was like, "That's a little uncomfortable."
Laughing at a bag or something like that, or laughing at a sack.
I don't know, and like his head, that guy's head was in a sack, and I was like,
yeah.
Okay. And they're gonna make some stupid joke with that. You know they're going to.
Oh yeah.
I have a request for next Christmas. I want someone else to write the Christmas special. I don't want Moffat to write the Christmas special.
Yeah. Same here. We need.
I don't want him to write the Christmas special no more. Well, not no more, but I mean, they're getting stale, like really bad with this Christmas stuff. I mean, you know, he had a good one with the Christmas Carol and whatever, but then it started getting ridiculous. And Russell T Davies won't return for anything, and then he's wanting to piss them off even more with stealing his stuff and whatever. Could we get a Christmas special from Neil Gaiman?
Yeah, let's get.
Yes,
Gaiman.
please.
I mean, how about it, Neil Gaiman?
Please, we beg you.
Could we get a Christmas special / New Year's Eve special like we do at the end of time?
Yes.
Like by Neil Gaiman and the Weeping Angels and the Return of Sally Sparrow, possibly?
Yeah.
And maybe Wilfred Malt.
Who was in Dalek's Invasion of Earth 2150 AD.
Yes.
He was the one who played the cop.
Could we have a Christmas special that's really a multi-doctor episode as an excuse? Like David Tennant has another adventure with Donna Noble, gives her memory back, but none of the other doctors know, or, you know, Matt Smith was with Craig or something, or, you know, something.
That's it. Do a Christmas special with Craig where Capaldi meets him.
Yes.
And like Stormageddon is like 4 or 5 now or something. And I think that would be cool. Why not?
That would be cool.
Why not, Moffat? Why not?
Let's have a 3 or 5 doctors adventure for a Christmas adventure opposed to this fest.
How about we have a YouTuber called Matrix Lord 212 that gets abducted by alien trolls, and the Doctor has to save him.
And the trolls the whole time are going, Doctor Who is great! You're just an idiot! Doctor Who is great!
And then he's like, who's Doctor Who? What is this? You know.
And afterwards you wake up and go, oh, jeez. It was all that Gaddis in my eye.
And then he watches, and then he sees an episode, because somebody created his adventures, but as a TV show called Doctor Who, and he watches Love and Monsters, and he breaks the TV, and he's like,
that's not my idea.
And then Matrix Lord becomes the Minister of War and tries to prevent Doctor Who from being made by killing the Doctor.
wow, that's a stretch. Oh, man. Funny things. Wow. All right. It would be nice to appear in Doctor Who. They're pretty cool, I think. I would love to.
Doctor would be mine.
I would love to, man. That'd be great. Really, I mean, is there something that's stopping him from putting the classic Doctors in as a hologram? Is there
his
something?
Ideas.
What?
They weren't his ideas, and that's what it's looked like to me. Is that if it wasn't his idea, if it wasn't Moffat's idea, it's not a good idea. It's not one.
But it's never Moffat's idea. He's taking it from other people. He took everything from other people, mostly, with the exception of creating Weeping Angels and all these other villains, which are cool. I mean, but
I think the Doctor needs to cross over with some other show or something. No, I'm joking.
like the Big Bang Theory.
No.
They've already done parodies of that.
No, actual crossover.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, man. Paternoster Gang 2, are they done or what? Are we going to see them again, or?
That's what we're going to see in Series 10.
Probably won't see him for a long time, though.
That's retarded. That's so stupid. We should have Vastra back. She'll straighten him out. She should be the damn companion Vastra. Just her. To hell with it. Just throw her in there. We got a Silurian companion. Which technically she's an Earthling.
Mm-hmm.
So. What were they alluding to about cats? Future ruled by cat people? Why don't they just do that? Have something screwed up. Maybe they'll do that next season. Maybe the whole universe will be screwed up. because of the Clara thing.
But didn't they do that with New Earth?
Not that it screwed up the universe, but I mean,
Oh.
maybe they could do that, you know? That she appears in one episode next season as a surprise. You know, Clara. Or he can encounter her, a copy of her that just strayed too far from the batch and just became like evil or something. You know?
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I think it would be cool, like I've said this before, I think it would be cool if they had an episode where somehow like a new enemy or a classic enemy invades the TARDIS and he and his companion have to like escape into the interior of the TARDIS, like better than Journey to the Center of What Shall Not Be Named. But like, you know, like someone gets in and like literally you have the episode start with them like you see the doors getting like bashed in or something like that, and then they just run into like one of the halls and they're like, you know, they don't split up but they stay together and they're just trying to escape this enemy while they're going throughout the TARDIS. I think that would be so great. I think that would be amazing if done right anyway.
That would be interesting.
Like more than they did with House, because like House took over the core, so it was like he was everywhere. I'm talking about an enemy that didn't take over and didn't necessarily know how to pilot it. They were chasing them throughout, and the Doctor has to use his knowledge of the TARDIS to defeat them, and we get to see more of it.
Episode if it.
Yeah. We need to explore the TARDIS a little bit.
Yeah, because I always said like we're always in either the Control Room A, Control Room B. We got to see a little bit with Amy and Rory when House took over, but I think we should see more. I think it would just be nice. We don't see the whole thing, obviously. We'll never see the whole thing, but
at least see where they eat. I know that in the first Doctor they explained the machine that made replicated food that they all tasted like, you know, it looked different compared to what it tasted like. You know. And
it would be great to see the Doctor's room, like if he has his own room in the TARDIS, which we know he does. If we could see that, you know what I'm saying? And maybe he has like little things from his past selves in there, like he has the Fourth Doctor's scarf up there and one of Matt Smith's bow ties and the trench coat from David Tennant, you know.
Or you could have his room as a huge room, like a house, and he's constantly talking to his other selves as holograms.
Mm-hmm.
That because he hooks himself up into the TARDIS where if something's wrong it says emergency program and it's him, but it's hooked up to his personality brain patterns and they talk to him as if they're alive but they're just holograms and what they would do.
Yeah.
Him and the hologram.
Oh no.
Not that bad, but yeah. All right, Sally. I think that's it for tonight. I think the Zoogle and Schmoogle acted up. We have one less
gremlins running through it.
We have one less podcast than I had planned tonight. I wanted to do 3, but oh well. So, all right, guys. Peace be with you. Take care. Bye for now.
Ciao.